And I am live. Hi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Danse. My name is Sikwa Nachak from the Atakaku First Nations, and this is Spring Spirit Nation, a podcast coming to you that involves all types of knowledge, whether it be ancestral knowledge, current knowledge, and future knowledge. And today we have Tim Hopkins. Tim is an Indigenous man and a member of the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan. He started Advantage to create a business that provides opportunity and job training opportunities for Indigenous people and works to break through stereotypical barriers to success. Joining Tim is his son, Michael. Michael is a member of the Atakaku First Nation and is proud to be working for a company that actively supports its Indigenous employees as he works towards achieving his career goal. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you Tim and Michael Hopkins.
Hello.
Welcome. I'm so glad that we could collaborate today. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well. Oh, your audio.
Michael, test out your audio. See, the beauty of this podcast is we're live right now, but when I put it on 7 other podcast platforms, I get to edit. So, Michael, give your audio a try again. Okay. Excellent. Okay. So while we're working with Michael's audio, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just had to change the setting real quick.
Okay. So Tim and I had a brief conference a week or so ago, and we came up with some focus questions. And Tim, the first question is directed toward, Michael, Tim, the first questions are directed towards you. And Michael, feel free to chime in. Okay. So I found it very interesting going through your website. And I seen, as I have a Bachelor of Education, that, give me a second, I'm trying to show this. It's not working. Okay, it'll come up on the screen pretty quick. So, Michael, with your education, you have a BSc, which is a Bachelor of Social Work, correct?
No, no, that's not me.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Nope.
Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is my mic working fine?
Tim, can you hear me?
Hello, Tim here.
I can hear everybody. She can't hear us.
Can you hear us, Sequin?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get my tech guy here to work on. I'm on the Wi-Fi right now. Can you put me on the landline, please? Okay. Tim, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Your signal's poor.
Yeah, we were online and now I'm not sure what's happening.
I can hear you.
I don't think she can hear us though.
No, and when I look at her screen, it's blurry. So her signal's
okay.
Oh yeah, disconnected.
Yeah, her signal's poor. Ours is good.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, God. Why would you blank that out? You have music going?
Yeah.
You can hear it. It interrupts the signal.
No, I'll turn my mic monitoring down. You probably can't hear it.
Yeah, and the other thing to do is if you can get front lighting on you.
I'm not really too worried about it. Yours looks film grainy.
I know. Why is that, I wonder?
Because your camera's junk.
What?
Oh, no, I don't know. Maybe mine's dirty.
It must be.
I don't know. It's just the way it's being displayed. Well, that was a short podcast.
We're probably still on.
Yeah, I think we are.
So say good things. Oh, here. So I messaged her manager, and I'm letting her know. She said she'll be back. Yeah, and I'll be back.
Okay, so should I like stop?
No, we're on. We'll stay live here. So your signal and my signal, I think, is pretty good. I think it's her signal that's kind of bad.
Yeah, no, ours is really good, especially if Charles isn't using all the internet.
I know, it's crazy. Okay, she's responding here. Hang on. Her tech is working on it. She's at Atakakupe. She's at Sandy Lake. So signal's probably
Not very great.
like dial up.
Well,
Hey, do
she
you want a
said,
cup of tea?
no, I'm good. I got juice. The old juice, instead of drinking it out of the. Well, I was gonna just but I put it in.
Hey, so I meet with Ricky Forbes on Monday.
Can you hear me when I mute myself? I don't know.
No.
Nice. Okay, great. I can mute myself.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's Tornado Hunter.
Oh, nice. I'm coming.
Okay.
I seen his truck there yesterday and today.
At
outside of Smokes. Poutine.
Oh, really? Yeah. Which is Blue Moose, eh?
Well, it's down the street, but.
Okay, that's where he was able to park. So I'm going to call him. I'm going to message him today, and then he said arrange a time. So it'll be like a lunch hour Monday.
I came up with a new design for my my page for my shirts.
And
well, it's I got inspired by this one shirt that I seen at the store.
Yeah.
I'll show it to you later.
Here you are.
So
You're on.
I just converted to my cell phone because I'm that tech savvy. So I have my tech, his name's Kippy, working on my internet. I'm not sure what's going on. So let's go back to that. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. So I'm just going to start with the introduction again. Okay. Just working on my banners. My banner will be off for now. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sikwana Achak from Spring Spirit Nation, from the Atakakup Nation. We'll be talking today with Tim and Michael Hopkins. Tim is an indigenous man and a member of the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan. He started Advantage to create a business that provides employment and job training opportunities for indigenous people, works to break through the stereotypical barriers to success. Michael is a member of the Atakakup First Nation and is proud to be working for a company that actively supports its indigenous employees as he works towards achieving his career goals. Welcome, people. How are you?
Ooh, doing good. Doing well.
Doing pretty good.
Nice to meet you, Michael. I had a chit chat with Tim last week or so. Tim, this question is going to be directed towards you, as we spoke about it earlier, and Michael chime in, and it's about education. So I'm going to put that banner up. So Tim holds a Bachelor of Science Biology from the University of Toronto and a B.Ed from the Laurentian University. So Tim, how did you go from a Bachelor of Science and a Bachelor of Education to business owner?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I guess business owner, maybe construction owner of a construction company, because I've owned other businesses before. Many years back, I did outfitting. I was a canoe outfitter with myself and a guy from Isle of Cross. We partnered up and created an indigenous cultural outfitting company. And so I've done other businesses, but I guess maybe the biggest thing is going from BSc BEd to construction. And I think there wasn't much of a natural fit, except when I'd moved out of the north and moved to Saskatoon area. A lot of people were trying to get me to work in the construction industry. This was back in the boom about 15 years ago. And one of the criticisms I heard from so many people is that they couldn't get, there was a lot of people that would work with them in construction, but a lot of the indigenous people they were working with, a lot of stereotypes. They'd come to work for a few days, then they wouldn't come back, and they'd get paid and they would get drunk and they wouldn't come back to work. And so I heard all these kinds of stereotypes, and it really bothered me. And I thought, you know what, there may be some truth to what they're saying, but I don't believe that's the real truth. And so I made a decision at that point when we moved out of the north, my son and I made a decision to prove that stereotype wrong. And so I started my own business instead of working for someone else. So that's really why I did what I did, why I did it.
Wonderful. And coming to you, Michael. Michael, it says, I'll repeat myself, towards achieving your career goals. So what kind of education do you have?
Well, to be honest, when I was in grade 10 and 11, I didn't do very good at school. Wasn't very good at listening and doing things like that and just focusing on tasks and stuff. And my dad being a teacher always pushed education. So in grade 10, I went to Rosslyn Junior College. And then after that, I did my grade 11 online. And I did really good in grade 11, actually, with the online stuff. But I just wanted to work, and I just wasn't focusing on school. So my dad said to me, he's like, well, if you're not going to go to school, you're going to work. So I jumped out of grade 11, or at grade 11, after my grade 11, and I started working full time. I worked full time, and I've done multiple courses, and like I couldn't even name them all, just kind of like with roofing and with business and like all kinds of stuff like that. So in the end, he did get his way. I did still get an education. Working to get in my grade 12 here, because I haven't done it. I just kind of gave up on it, and I didn't believe in education. I didn't feel like I was learning anything at school. I mean, of course, I'm sure every kid thinks that, but it was kind of true. Like I seen a lot of things that I wasn't necessarily going to learn from school, as like socially, yeah, you learn a lot, but some of the things they just didn't really teach a whole lot of the main things you need to learn. So I learned a lot of things just from my dad and like working with him and doing a lot of these courses and stuff. So my education kind of is kind of in that direction as to what I do for work.
And
awesome, excellent answer. Being an educator myself, yeah, go ahead.
You know what? It's funny he says that because I agree. I thought it was so important for him to get an education. Hello. And I pushed hard. So when he streamed into doing work with me, which was ultimately a goal, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to load him up with all kinds of courses.
I need everyone to get off of their Wi-Fi right now.
We're still good?
Be difficult with like junky Wi-Fi, like being so far up there.
Yeah, it's, you know, and it's better. It's good we're doing it from here.
I'm pretty sure here we have fiber optic as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like my download speeds are like 140 megabytes a second.
Well, you can be on your computer, on your games, and I don't miss a beat. I don't see any lag at all.
Somebody resets the internet all the time at like 12 o'clock because they're trying to steal the bandwidth. They're trying to get the main.
Yeah, I wonder if that's Charles.
I don't know, but I'm always right. If he kicks everyone off the bandwidth, I'm the first one back on. So like, either it's me or him.
Yeah. She could, you know, where she is, she could get better internet if she worked at it.
How?
Well, they have a tower right in Sandy Lake.
Yeah, you'd probably have to push for it though, like, because
or go for satellite cells.
True. There's a chat bar here and everything.
Yeah, there's people leaving comments, eh?
I can't see anyone.
No. Oh, you're back.
Awesome. Yeah. So I happen to live in a pocket of the world that let me explain to the people. I know I don't have to, but I will. So I live in a pocket of the world that cannot get Wi-Fi. So I had to pay this company to come to my house, my location, to get to see if they can get a signal from anywhere. And turns out I could, but it's to a community north of me. And I don't know. Usually when it's around like something somewhat important, like the Stanley Cup, my bandwidth is super low because of that. So thank you for everyone hanging in there with us. I'm not sure what's going on. Well, I'm not sure what important thing is going on out there today. So thank you for your answer there, Michael. I just wanted to add to that. Being an educator myself, I often see a lot of young Indigenous youth not feeling the connection with Western education, not the connection that is expected to be there. So with that, when I hear as an educator that I wasn't getting an education or I don't have one, actually you are, because you just chose a different route. And with the route that you're taking, I'm thinking that it probably I'm thinking absolutely it was the best route for you. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. I learned a lot of things that I still have a lot of things that I need to put into play for my own life and my own business site. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
I wasn't sure what was happening because
Going
seems
back
delayed.
right into the business with the banner. Tim, when we spoke last, you talked about corporations and me coming from a totally different background. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
It's really delayed. I don't think she's seeing it.
Tim, where are you?
When we
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, we're good. It's just delayed.
It does. That's the beauty of editing. Tim, are you with us?
Yes.
Hello, Tim.
Yeah, I'm here.
Tim, can you give us a brief corporations? Okay, brief corporations 101. I know I just need to add that coming from an Indigenous community, First Nations, Atakakup, when the general public hears the word corporations, they sort of shut down. But can you enlighten us a little bit about that?
What a corporation is. So a corporation essentially was designed in Europe. I'm thinking somewhere in the 1700s, early 17, mid 1700s, when, and even earlier than that, maybe 1500s, 1600s, when they would travel with ships. Merchants would travel around the world with ships, and what they did is, and the reason they did that is they had to send the ship and the people and the crew out, and so they created this entity that represented them, but it wasn't actually that person. And we use that same approach today, and we call it a corporation. And what it does from then till today is it allows people that own the corporation to operate with a different set of tax rules within inside the corporation, and it also protects that individual from liability. I mean, that's like a super top view of what it is. I'm certainly not an expert on corporations, but that's the gist of what it does. Now, some of what you and I had spoken about earlier is there's some incentives and benefits to treaty people that own or are a shareholder, we'll say, in a corporation. And those are some of the things that people should and be able to recognize. And I think there's a bit of a disjoint or a gap there in terms of understanding. But there's some value to being a shareholder in a corporation.
Well, thank you for your answer. Going right into this. So right now I'm understanding, I always say this, actually, I just do, and I have no idea why, but there are opportunities in indigenous communities, First Nations, Métis communities. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, there's an enormous amount of opportunities. I mean, it's the one population in Canada, First Nation, Métis, Inuit, Indigenous communities, that is actually growing. And it's growing at an exponential rate. And by that, I mean that there are more and more Indigenous people every single year. And as a result of it, they create a basis for economy. And a lot of the communities, not all of the communities, but certainly the northern communities especially, just as an example, they're based around natural resources, and those resources are being used or exploited in some manner. And the communities, the First Nation, Métis, and Inuit communities, have taken a stronger role in management of those resources with the government, provincial, federal, even municipal. And as a result, there's, and many, many other reasons, as a result, there's lots of opportunities, lots of work opportunities, lots of opportunities to educate ourselves and become valuable participants in some of that growth. Is it just you and I again, Michael?
I think so.
Hey, I'll talk to you.
Wonder how many people are on.
I have no idea. She can edit this, so however she does it, she edits it.
Like afterwards?
Yeah. But there's one section that's live, so whoever's going, there's a live. Oh, there she is. She's back. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Don't worry. Just keep talking. If I X out, I'm still here in spirit.
Yeah, you're going for coffee or something. Hey, come back.
I know. Like, hey, I was just getting into this. No, we're not sure. Yeah.
There's so much.
Keep talking.
Just keep going, man. There's just the opportunities are unbelievable right now, and I think that's the thing. And we have, I think, as Indigenous people, the opportunity to participate in that. And really, it's not that the opportunities weren't there before. The opportunity, I believe now, is that we have the opportunity ourselves to participate. We have people in our own communities, ourselves, for example, that are becoming more and more educated, that are able to step into those roles now. We've created, I mean, how many communities have we seen? Even Takaku, they have a business arm now that works to develop businesses, then supports the people in the community with employment and potentially training. So we're seeing all those things happen now. And I think that's where the opportunities are.
Right. Coming to you, Michael. Can you explain a little bit more about the opportunities, or from your perspective, a youth? I love it. I love it.
Opportunities. I wasn't really paying attention.
Very typical of our youth. No.
Tim, leave the input
coming
you need.
from your perspective, I'd love to hear it. Like, what are the opportunities? What are the opportunities that you see as a youth?
Did you hear that, Michael?
What? I don't know. I didn't hear anything. It was like laggy for a second.
So here's what she asked, and yeah, you've answered this one actually before. But what she asked basically was, so working with your dad's company, in this company in particular, like Advantage Roofing.
Like, what are the benefits of it?
What have you seen working with the company?
Oh, I've seen a lot. I've seen everything that he has seen, but in outside perspective, it's given me, like, I don't know. I get like a different understanding than he does, because I see some things that he doesn't, because he's in the heat of it, and I'm not necessarily in the heat of it. So say something crazy is happening, and like there's some crazy stories that we could tell, but in the office, and it's just really hectic. Well, when he's in the heat of it, he'll make decisions, and sometimes may be affected a little bit by the heat of the situation, which is just natural. And he's actually really good at handling things. But just I see those, and then me being on the outside of it, I can, understand that if I come across those situations myself in either everyday life or even in my own business doings, I know how to handle them the way he would, and if not better in certain areas, or different depending on what the scenario is. So like the benefit of having my dad with his education and his position in owning a company, it's just given me a lot of insight to like it's education in itself. Just watching and learning, like even with sales as a kid, doing things like going to home shows and stuff, and I was like probably like 13, 14 years old, selling shingles at this thing to people, and like I knew everything about them. I knew how to sell them, and so like learning things like that, hands on, and it's been really good for me to work with him. So I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but
You're moving. You're outside. You got a sunny day.
I don't think she
Sounds
can
really
hear us
good.
again.
No, I love the youth perspective. You're not. Yeah, I'm actually following my my signal bar strength. I was on my way out and I'm like, oh, we lost the bar, so I'm on my way in. I'm going to take a different route out. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear. So going back to the advantagegroup.ca. So Tim, give us a little history on the advantagegroup.ca, and then I would like Michael to chime in with the where the tech part came in, the website creation, the photography, and things like that.
So Advantage, originally we started out as Advantage Roofing Ltd. Corporation, and we were a truck and ladder company. Originally is what we were, basically a truck and ladder roofing company. And from there we went into more commercial roofing, and then industrial roofing. And in there, we also began working with the federal government. And one of the federal government's requirements, we started working within a program, a trade program or policy that they called the Procurement Strategy for Aboriginal Business. And one of the things they said, and so we started to branch out into doing general construction and a little bit of design work and a whole bunch of other things. And one of the things they said to us, so they said, well, how come you're a roofing company? We see you as Advantage Roofing, and here you are doing construction or design work. And so it was at that time I realized I needed to create and branch into 3 separate companies to support the federal initiative that we were procuring into. So we created the company Advantage Construction and Design, and then Advantage Environmental Science and Consulting, and Advantage Roofing Limited. So we became 3 companies under one umbrella called Advantage Group of Companies. Those other 2 companies were created solely for procurement with the federal government. That's how we became Advantage Group of Companies.
Oh my goodness. My niece, my long lost niece, just walked in. Just say hello to Paspiwi.
Yay.
Hello.
Okay. So advantagegroup.ca. There you can take a look at their wonderful website put together. Michael, tell us about the photography on the website.
I don't know. I didn't take any of the photos.
Such a goof.
I didn't.
Are you sure you didn't? Yeah, you did.
I don't know. I can't. Maybe some I have. I don't know. I have a camera. I take some photos, but I don't know. I do a lot of photography personally. It's one of the things that, like, one of my hobbies is photography. I have my own page and stuff as well. So I guess whenever he does need photos and he hasn't hired like a professional photographer to do certain things, I'm always available, like to do some photos. And I couldn't tell you what photos I took or I didn't take. I don't know, but I take a lot of photos and like.
You probably never even looked at our website.
Michael.
Like maybe once or twice, but
Michael, tell us your favorite subject to take photos of.
Like as in a business standing point or personally?
Oh, personally. Let's get personal here.
Okay. I take photos of cars. I do car photography mostly. And I make my own video edits and do some video editing as well.
Wonderful.
Now, I might add though, he's being a little modest. I think he is. A lot of the photography that we've done has been from him and the photography we've used. And a lot of the video editing and video work that we have done, we've actually not been allowed to post a lot of the stuff we do federally because we've got restrictions on what we can and can't post. So Michael's done an enormous amount of video editing and video work for us. And I actually, again, like he said earlier, I sent him on to some online courses for this stuff. Even recently, we did some media work too, which I think was amazing.
It's really good.
So I know we had put together a series of videos, amazing videos, and then the federal agency spoke to us and said we're not allowed to post that stuff, and if we were going to, we had to go through an enormous amount of red tape to get it done. So we actually haven't been able to post a lot of the work that we've done because we worked on security sites with Correctional Services Canada. We've done a lot of work with the RCMP. And even some of the stuff with Parks Canada has had some limitation on what we can and can't do. So it's been really interesting. We've got all this, like the amount of photography, videos, and pictures we have is unbelievable.
Like,
and so much of it we can't post.
Like basically, what they told us was, if they use my video, they couldn't give me any credit or do anything about it. They're basically just I was gonna take the videos and then they were gonna take it and use it for their own use, meaning that they could put it anywhere and do anything they wanted with it. And then, so basically to get that, we had to go through a bunch of loops, which meant that my editing could be completely changed around. They would just take the videos and stuff. And like, we talked about it, and a lot of it was kind of like, first of all, it wasn't worth getting there because once we got there, the work was really, irrelevant for me. It didn't show anything or do anything for me. And I guess it was for like a legal standing point they had. There was some legal reason why they couldn't, promote me in any way. But I didn't really worry about it, and we just kind of kept the videos. And yeah, so I haven't really taken any more videos in probably about 2 years for the company, but I'm sure I'll be doing some in the future for sure.
Awesome. So I know that everyone's inspired. Everyone that aspires is inspired. Tim, can you tell us a little bit about someone or something that is your inspiration?
Yeah, I'm going to give you someone that I haven't spoke about before with you actually. There was a woman many years ago. Her name was Judy Cody, and she's from Kittican-Zibi, which is, I know it as Garden River, which is in Maniwaki in Quebec. And she was inspirational. She was actually one of my education teachers. And at the end of my Bachelor of Education degree, and she said to me, she said, I'd like you to come and work in our TEP program. So I was still in university. I mean, I was finishing my education degree. I didn't have a lot of experience. And she said to me, she said, I want you to come work and actually teach our pre-service teachers next year. And I actually didn't believe her, because that meant that I was going to be working alongside the professors that had just finished teaching me. So I was finishing and graduating and convocating in May. And by that summer, I was going to be teaching shoulder to shoulder with them. And I was blown away. And so, and I asked her why, and she said, I have a lot of confidence in your ability to do it. And, that was probably the biggest push I ever had. And it was such a boost for me that someone would have that kind of confidence in me. And I really believe that she was instrumental in the decisions that I made, going forward from that point. Because I did. I ended up teaching literally beside the professors that had just finished teaching me. Some of them were really excited about it. Some of them weren't so excited about it, as you can sort of very well imagine how that would look. I mean, I was the same age as my son there. I was 22, 23 years old. And it allowed me, going from there, then to go into other educational pursuits and start developing programming. And that's really what I became as an educator in my young career. I was a programmer. I didn't like. I mean, I hear my son's voice when he spoke about education. I hear myself in the same thing, the exact same thing. I heard myself saying it, and so I determined as a teacher to become not just a teacher, but to develop programming that would support those that didn't fit into the system. And I spent probably 10 to 15 years developing programming along those kinds of lines. So, and I believe it was Judy that supported that, without a doubt.
This is my favorite drink.
Oh, don't show that, Judy.
Hey, I was gonna drink it right out of this, and he just looked at me, and I was like, "She told me to be myself." Like,
So good to hear. I love it when people speak of their previous educators. What is that? Fruitopia?
yeah.
No, that's awesome. Going to the fun part here. Coming to you, Michael. Michael, tell us a little bit about Muay Thai. Am I pronouncing it correctly? First off.
Yeah, close enough. I started a little bit in Ottawa. I didn't do it for very long. I did it intermittently for about like two to 3 years between kickboxing and Muay Thai. It was pretty good. I'd like to get into it again, but as I got home and the virus and thing has kind of changed things up, I haven't been able to be active in martial arts at all. But I definitely like to do it again. I trained jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, and yeah, it was really good. Good exercise and good for the mind. And I definitely want to get back into it here as soon as possible. Maybe over the winter, actually, because be around Saskatchewan for that.
Right. Hey, so closing off, thank you, Tim, and thank you, Michael, for taking your time. And a big thank you for being patient with my Wi-Fi service. It is sometimes the greatest and sometimes it's not. So thank you for your patience with that. And just closing off, do you have any words to end the show with? Tim, we'll start with you.
I would say to anyone, stick with it. I know this is cliche, but it's the truth. Don't give up. I really believe that our greatest successes are all on the footsteps of our failures. And I don't think we should be looking at our failures as failures per se, but those are the stepping stones to our successes. And that's absolutely the truth. I mean, I can say that in my own life. It's many failures, and my son has seen so many of the things, the mistakes that, like you said earlier, that I have made or the company's made, and it's those mistakes that I've learned from, and then I've grown from that. So don't ever give up. You keep pushing forward. When you put a bullet in the gun and you fire it and it misfires, you don't stop, right? You check it, and then you fire it again, and you keep going like that. You never stop.
The network delays, comical.
Thank you, Tim. Michael, coming to you. I would like to hear more about young Indigenous youth that feel that they don't have. Tim, Michael, I'm coming to you. I would like to hear from you, Michael, being a young Indigenous youth and not feeling a connection in education in the Western worldview. What would you like to leave us with?
I'm gonna start off with kind of adding to what my dad had said, because I think it will mean a lot for people. But what I've realized with, first of all, with education, just because you feel like you don't know or you don't think you're learning something, you actually are. You can't focus on what you can't learn. You got to focus on what you have learned, and even if you only take one piece of that, so if there's a huge book and you only get the first word of the book, you still learn something. And like, second of all, when you do start going places, don't let it get to your head, because it really can. And I've been doing a little bit of social media myself, and like, I'm in no means big, but I have 2 pages and they're starting to grow. And one thing is I realize is it'll get to your head, and you always got to remember to keep going for your goals. And like, like my dad said, keep steady with it, and don't stop, because the moment you stop and think, or stop and get too comfortable, it's probably the moment you're going to start making big mistakes. So I mean, in seeing him make mistakes and myself making mistakes daily, we're only human, we're going to do that. But yeah, I don't know, just like to add on what he said, just keep pushing on. And as you make mistakes, you learn too. So education, and making mistakes is go hand in hand, because you're going to make mistakes before you learn, and sometimes a whole lot of them, and they're going to hurt, but no pain, no gain, as they say, I guess. And that's everything I got to say.
Okay, thank you. So, Tim Hopkins, Michael J. Hopkins, Indigenous duo, father and son, Indigenous opportunities around corporations and companies. I love it. Thank you for joining me tonight, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Is it over? Just kidding. Are you there, Mike?
Someone had asked a question.
Oh, really? What was the question?
It's down on the right in the chat bar. You might want to answer that one there.
Chat bar? Is it chat bar?
It says live chat, and then you go over to comments. It's on the right side.
Where's the live chat?
Oh, no.
It's gone?
No, it's there. You just can't find it.
Look at Michael J. Hopkins.
The questions, I have a question for Tim. What kind of opportunities do you have for anyone or youth?
Oh, they're looking for jobs. Who is it?
Not jobs, just opportunities. I don't know. I can't reply.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't even see that. You're back.
I was always here.
Were you?
So was there a question? Can you read it? I see Amanda Sanderson was commenting. When I'm not on my laptop, Spring Spirit Nation may need to get a new laptop. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I can't read the comments. Pardon me?
Michael has the comment. Oh, look, he's here.
You're not cool
I'm not cool enough.
Okay, I just gave a very, very eloquent send-off to you. And have a wonderful good night. Unless I cannot read the comments. If you can, let me know.
The comment.
Hey, Michael.
Michael's back. Hang on, he's coming back. There he is. So what was the comment? Was what are the opportunities with the company, right? Mic on there, buddy. You got to put the mic on.
Right. what kind of opportunities do you have for anyone or youth? Do you have any community work to give back to any communities? Okay.
Yeah. So hey, I can answer that. So one of the things we do, Seguin, one of the things that we do is when we get opportunities in various communities, First Nation or Métis communities, I will generally send my key staff, just one or two key trained staff, and then we will hire locally. Many of the communities we work in, whether it's in Saskatchewan or outside of Saskatchewan.
There's two